I'm Wes.
And I'm Todd.
This is the Tenet podcast.
And we today are down at the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. It's day 2 of the festival. And we are going to walk around and talk to some of the artists and some of the patrons this afternoon to see what they think about the festival and do a little data mining here.
So if you've never been to the Cherry Creek Arts Festival, it's basically right outside of Denver in Cherry Creek. And it's a phenomenal festival. I've been here a number of years. Todd comes here quite a bit too. And so it's just a great opportunity to kind of come and see what some really good artists are doing from across the country.
All right, stay tuned and we'll have some interviews for you. So we are here with
Sue.
Sue, do you live in Denver?
No, I live in Westminster, just northwest of here.
How many days do you come out to this festival?
Usually I come once a year. Today I came, or I'll be here 2 times because I came back to buy something I saw yesterday.
And you've come here multiple years?
Since I've moved out here about 8 years ago. Mm-hmm.
Do you buy a lot of art when you come to the festival?
I usually buy something. I do Christmas shopping. That's one of my favorite things to do here because the quality of work is good and you've got a great price range of things.
Do you set any kind of a budget for yourself when you come here?
No. Yes and no. I mean, if I saw something fabulous and I thought it was worth the money, if I could afford that much, I would buy it. But when I do Christmas shopping, I have a little bit more of a budget because I'm buying for a number of people, so I think about it that way.
I want to be on your Christmas list.
Okay. I want to be on somebody else's Christmas list like me.
Don't we all?
Obviously, you buy what you like and you're buying for other people, but do you have like a limit of what you will spend for a piece of art?
You know, there's a famous lady. She and her husband collected great art in Texas. I can't remember her name. It's Steve Manil or something close to that, and there's now a art gallery, or I should say a museum with all her work in that she left. And somebody once asked her, because Mark Rothko had done some paintings for her, and so when she was being interviewed, she was asked, well, these are fabulous prices, and the interviewer said, well, what about that? And she said, when he asked her, would you spend anything? And she said, well, I have to have a crush. And if I have a crush, that's the answer. So I wish I could say I had money like she had, or because she's since deceased, to do that. I don't, but I will tell you I stretch things at times just simply because something that sticks in my mind, some things that I didn't buy years ago, I really think now, I should have gotten that. I'll never see that again. So yesterday when I went home, I was here and saw a couple of really fine artists here, and he's a good photographer, and I hadn't seen him before. And his work stuck in my mind. And so, and I try not to be an impulse buyer, because when you buy art, you don't give it back, right? So I try to think about it. Not that his work was very expensive. I think it's very reasonable. So I thought about it last night, and I thought, those are great. They're great. I'm going to go back and get a couple of them. So when you talk about spending money, I think what Dee Manil, if that's her correct pronunciation of her name, said is right. If you find something that you really like, I mean, isn't it true when we overspend sometimes when we see something, even clothing, something minimal? So I think that's how it is with art. Only art is different because you don't give it back.
Right.
You can trade it to somebody or you can give it to somebody, but I think of it that way, that I want it to be something I truly want and not an impulse buy, because I want to live with this. And then usually, or at least for me, the sense of that is I have things that I bought years ago that I still love. And I have some things that I bought years ago that I've donated to different charities that have art shows, and so they get the profit from what you're selling. I have friends who've taught me trade up. If you know somebody who likes something, trade up with somebody else. So I don't know. Art is I think it's a very personal thing.
Right.
It's a relationship that you have.
Oh yeah. Oh, most assuredly. Yeah. I mean, I like to meet the artists. I like to talk to them. I like to hear about their process. I like to hear about why they chose to do the things they do, or why they chose to things they don't do things. It's part of trying to get a feel for what happens that this person is able to create and how they create. And there are great artists here. And one of the things I like about the show, I think it's indicative of a lot of shows, but usually the people who show here are very user friendly because they're their own salesmen. So part of it is they're trying to sell me something, but I think they also like to talk to people who are interested in what they're doing or how they're doing. Um, I spend a lot of time when I come here because I'm really interested in what's happening and why people are doing it. So you must be interested in art, you guys, are you?
Yeah.
We are. We're both very interested.
Okay, so you have a podcast just talking about art, I take it.
That is correct.
And for the joy of people who want to tune in and listen.
What we're trying to do is get out information not only about artists, but also the business of art. Because I know a lot of times art and money, artists don't like to talk about money. But if you want to be an artist and be able to do what you want to do and create things, you have to have the money side, right?
I have to say, that's probably what you describe is the problem with artists and money. The temperament of being an artist is not a temperament. You might want money, but you have no skill at managing money or knowing how to get it or how to provide advertising for yourself. And so sometimes I am blown away when I ask an artist, may I have your card? So I want your email address, or I want to see your website, and they don't have a website. And I think, you just threw away thousands of dollars, because when I give gifts, I have that artist card with the gift. So the artist is not only getting my name on their list, they're getting the name of the person who, when they receive that gift, if they like it, they're going to go check out the website. I think it's a bad combination. Some of the successful artists I've met over the years have somebody in their family who helps them or does a business end for them because they don't like to do it. We have Clifford Still. Do you know who Clifford Still is?
I do.
Okay. So you know about his artwork. He just said poo-poo to the public and all the other raging artists and said, I'm going off and doing my own thing. So he had enough money that he could do that, and he was in it for the work, not for his expression more than for... No, he liked money. Of course he liked money. But what I mean is, I don't know, I never heard that he was a great promoter of his work as much as a lover of art and trying to stay as, what do I want to say, not influenced by people pushing him to do something than what he wanted to do. I don't know, I sort of think that speaks, but not everybody can be as prolific as he was in his lifetime, tremendously so. Have you been to the Still Museum here?
I have. It's one of my favorite places in Denver.
Uh-huh. Do you all live here, or your podcast come out here?
I live here in Denver, and Wes is from South Dakota.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay. So, and you know something interesting? I spoke with an artist yesterday this might be good for you to know. This is a gentleman who's from New England, and I'm originally from the East Coast, and we got talking about the difference in them. He does these neat paintings, a very small strip of canvas that he mounts, and it's a landscape of the West in some way, but usually when you said North Dakota, more plainsy, from the plains type of thing rather than the mountain area. And he's from New England. And so when we were talking about the fact both of us had been to many similar places, and he was saying what's happening in New England is they're not selling anything at shows like this. Painters are not. And they're beginning to say, I'm not going to sell here anymore. I'm going someplace else where I can sell. That's why he's here, because he sells more here in a day than he does there.
Isn't that interesting?
Interesting.
And we were sort of playing around with the idea of, well, how does that happen? I mean, what's going on in New England? Is it old? Is it old sort of people have been going to shows for years? Or is it older people who settled there over the years who are now at a time in their life they might not have enough money to sell, or maybe not enough younger people are introduced to it? Don't know, but that might be interesting for you.
Thank you so much for letting us take some time out of your day and you spending it with us. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate your asking me, because if anything I can do to promote art in any way, I like to do, because I love it and I don't want it to go away. So Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
the podcast.
Yeah, have a great day.
We are here with Bruce Pizzo in his booth here at the Cherry Creeks Art Festival. Bruce, how many years have you been here at the festival?
My first time was probably 1994. Just a few, but I think probably 15 or 18 times altogether. Quite a number.
Do you find this, is this a good festival of all the festivals that you attend?
It's always been one of the best shows in the country, really. My best shows ever were at this show. You know, it's got to be good to come 3 days of driving. You know, I'm coming all the way from Massachusetts for this. But this in itself would be worth that drive. It's a great show.
How many festivals do you do a year?
I do more than a lot of my friends. I probably do 20 or 22, 23, all over the country.
Mostly during the spring and summer or all year round?
Pretty much year round. We did a snowbird thing in Florida for a few years. Now I do 4 shows in November in Florida, and I do 5 in the spring. And other than that, I work my way as the shows work north with the seasons. I do one in Atlanta in the spring, and then I come north and I do more and more Midwest shows. Very little in the Northeast.
Tell our audience what media you work in and about your painting.
Okay, I work entirely in acrylics. The paintings themselves are done on wood panel and mounted so that they have space around them. Done in a very extreme format, all the way from, I've got a painting that's 5/8 of an inch by 48 up to about 8 inches by 48. You know, and that's pretty much the format I'm known for. I've been doing for about 25 years now. All designed to give you that sense of space with a very open horizon.
Yeah, they're very unique. I love them. And where do you start as far as pricing for your pieces?
For the original pieces, and this show is entirely original work. Originals start at $550 for the small pieces, up to my biggest piece out front is $6,500. $1,500 is like a ballpark mid-range, or a good part of my work is in that $1,500 range.
And are you selling prints today, or it's all just original work?
Painters are not allowed to sell reproductions at the show at all.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah, and we use the term reproductions to distinguish ourselves from the printmakers that are out here, the silk screeners and etchers and so forth that do original prints. Reproductions are not allowed here. We abide by the rules.
You have to, right?
Exactly. It's all about being honest to the patrons.
Absolutely. So if people want to buy prints or buy work and they don't get the chance to come out to the Cherry Creek Art Festival, where would they find your work?
I've got a website on the card that I hand to people. It's backroadsgallery2.homestead.com.
Excellent. Anything else you want to tell people out there that are buying art today?
Just come on down. It's a great show. Got to come to Cherry Creek.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
We're Stan and Linda over here from the Metro Denver area.
All right. And you've been here all your life, or did you move here lately, or?
I've been here over 50 years, so yeah, I didn't grow up here though. Finished high school here.
We've been here long enough we consider ourselves native.
Longer than most. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what brings you out today?
The Art Festival.
Art Fest.
All right.
That's
Yes.
almost an annual tradition for us.
It
We
is.
missed a couple of times, but
How many years you been coming roughly?
how old is it?
Yeah.
2000 or
Yeah, we've probably been coming close to 20
Well,
years
even bef-
together.
even before there was a Stan and Linda, I think
Yeah.
we've each come.
Yeah.
So we try not to miss it.
Is there anybody you've been really impressed with today as far as artists?
Well, we always make a point to come see John Costin. We've
Yes.
found a particular attraction to his work.
Yeah.
So
We met him a number of years ago and really just like his artwork and Florida birds.
Right. He does the etchings of the Florida birds.
Right. And then the hand painting. They're absolutely beautiful. The coloring.
and if you can get John to talk to you, John's a birder as a hobby.
Okay.
And when he comes up here, he's even got, I know last year he had someone that took him out like Pawnee grasslands, dark 30 practically, to be where the sun comes up and
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
go listen to birds.
So when you come here, are you coming to buy art, or are you more just patrons? Like we come and just like my wife and I come here and we just love to look.
Oh, yeah.
So do you have like a budget that you look at, or do you just find stuff
we
you
really
like?
look, and if something jumps out and we like it, then we're very interested in buying. And I would say probably every other year we end up walking away with something. Yeah.
What was your most recent purchase from them?
From John last year. So we may have to make it 2 in a row this year because he's got a couple new ones this year that we like.
Then we have to find enough wall space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were starting to run out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot that are in boxes stored that
You have to rotate.
you rotate, exactly.
Like a fine gallery.
Curate our own home one of these days.
There,
That's fun, right?
It is. It's very fun. Yeah.
right.
Because when they're gone, they're gone. You gotta buy them while they're here with us.
That's right. Absolutely.
Hard to find them once the artists are no longer producing.
So what piece do you have your eye on? Is it one specific?
Well, we really like the pink one right
Big
there.
rosé spoonbill, but
Yeah,
it's a big piece.
it's really big.
That's huge.
Not quite sure where that would
The
go.
coloring's amazing. But yeah, he has two
The two
new
new
ones
pieces.
on the side that we're definitely looking at those.
Yeah, earlier I heard him talking about he went someplace, I think down in Texas, and there was like 5,000 of these birds just sitting there.
I'll have to
Yeah.
ask him.
Yeah, we'll have to find out where that was.
Yeah,
I'd say if you like his work, it's hard to go wrong with any of his. So.
very kind of Audubon-ish, I guess. I don't know. That's what I think of when I see it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the big giant book and everything. Yeah, I
he
remember
does.
looking at those as a kid.
You
and
got it.
yeah, so,
Yeah, but
I
they're
agree
really
with you.
yeah.
coloring is amazing.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So do you come out multiple days typically, or you just pick a day and?
Generally, we try and come on the Saturday, but we've been known to come back again on Sunday because we didn't get to see everything.
Or I
There's
sneak
just-
back and buy
Or
one.
sneak back to buy
And she
one.
says, "You
know.
bought that?"
That's awesome.
Okay.
I've done that.
Yes,
Yeah.
a couple of times.
So,
Well, good.
so then usually we'll sneak into Mangelston Gallery as well. Just
Yeah.
like
See the
dropping in there
photography,
and
yes.
know the manager and
Yeah.
have a good time.
Good.
Stop in
It's
framing
fun.
shops, but you get to know a lot of the other merchants in the area. Art galleries and frame shops, and you get to know them, and you have to stop and see them too. So
Absolutely.
Made our first stop.
Community of people.
it absolutely is.
Made our first stop in a frame shop already.
Yeah, we had to stop at the frame
First
shop
place.
first because it was the first one we went past.
But it's good to see the crowd.
Yeah.
Nice little buzz
Yeah,
goes with
it
it.
is.
And it's a
People
beautiful
enjoy it.
day. I mean, you couldn't
Perfect.
ask for a better day.
Overcast, it's not too hot.
But it's
Until
early.
That 2 to 4 window when they say it might
Yeah,
rain.
thunder boomer start.
I've been here when in a day it was like 100 degrees, and about 4 o'clock it poured down rain. Take shelter for an hour and come back out.
It's perfect.
It's wonderful.
It's really, the cool thing.
It's a little hard on the artists to get things wrapped up again. But,
Everything. Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
That was very
talking to
nice
us. I
of you.
appreciate it.
Talk with us.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Good
perfect.
luck with
Yes. Good luck
your
with
podcast.
All right, I'm here with Timothy White,
Hello.
and we are at his booth here at the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. Timothy, tell us, how many years have you been here at the festival?
This is my first year at Cherry Creek.
And talk to me a little bit about the kind of work that you do.
I make mixed media work, and the work I'm currently showing is a combination of photography and painting, and it's a series about abandoned places.
Do you do other festivals outside of the Cherry Creek Arts Festival?
Yes, I do festivals all over the country.
About how many festivals a year would you say that you do on average?
It varies. This year I'm doing fewer, only 5. Some years as many as 14.
And do you show outside of festivals?
I do. I'm represented in several galleries. I have a website where people can contact me. I work with art centers in various places.
Tell me a little bit about the pricing of your art. About what price point does it start at?
The smallest pieces are just under $300, and the top end of what I'm showing today is $8,275.
And it's all original work?
Yes, it is.
Now, do you sell prints of these pieces as well?
I do sell prints. Cherry Creek does not like people selling reproductions if it's not the category you juried into, mixed media. If I was selling mixed media small pieces, I could, but prints, reproductions of my work, it's not allowed here.
You sell those on your website, though?
Yes, I do. And currently there's not a page offering just those, but soon, coming soon.
Excellent. We'll have to look for that. How many people would you say have come through your booth in the last 24 hours?
Oh boy, a lot. I don't know. It's hard to put a number on that. Easily hundreds, maybe 1,000.
And how have sales been so far?
Well, my work is, a lot of what I have is larger, so people tend to need to think about that. So right now there's a lot of thinking going on. I sold some small pieces yesterday, and there are people considering 3 or 4 of the large pieces now with measurements and seeing where it'll fit in their home. So hard to say.
Excellent. So you're selling stuff and you got people that are seriously looking at it. So that's a good sign.
It's a very good sign, and there's a lot of great energy here. There's a lot of very positive engagement and really great feedback about the work. It's a little bit different than what people have seen here, so that's a good thing. People are stopping to look and talk to me, and I love that.
Do you think you'll do? I know it's kind of early because it's only the second day, but will you apply again next year to be part of the festival?
Absolutely.
And then where can people find you if they can't make it to the festival this year? Where can they reach out to you and buy your work, see your work?
The easiest thing is to contact me through my website, which is www.timothywhitestudio.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
Hey, we're at the booth of Aaron Hecklenberg, and he works in a variety of medias, it looks like. Can you tell us a little bit about your art?
My formal training was in printmaking at the University of Iowa, where I did etching and engraving and all the different forms of printmaking. But I graduated, moved to Atlanta, and unfortunately forgot to bring a printing press with me. So I had to come up with a way to produce work. And I realized that if I even borrowed a printing press, the overhead of framing every piece I made and passing that cost onto galleries was something I couldn't afford. So I decided to make paintings that frame themselves. So I started carving paintings into wood panels. And then I met my wife, who was a gallery owner. We got married and moved on to a plantation that's been in her family since 1815. So no one's ever bought it or sold it. You know, if it had ever changed hands, most of this stuff would have been gone. We got married, moved out to the farm. After 2 or 3 years, her uncle, the patriarch of the family, said, "You need to get a permit and burn down those sharecropper houses." And I thought, well, I use wood. I hate to see it all go to waste. So I started to salvage all these materials, some of them going back to the 1840s, and produce this body of work. And initially, I researched like the old WPA pictures and stuff like that. But I soon, they were very popular, but I soon realized all the best old photographs are already famous. And after a while, you know, somebody would walk in the booth and go, "Oh, I've seen that. I love that picture. I've seen that before." And I thought, well, that's not my creation.
Right.
So I approached, this is Willie, but I approached Willie's wife, Josephine, our neighbors who live on the farm. And I said, "Josephine, I want to take some pictures to make some paintings. I'll pay you something now, or I'll give you a piece every time I sell one." And she said, "I believe I'll wait."
Smart woman.
But I don't think she was being shrewd. I think she was being kind. I don't think she thought it was going to work out. She didn't want me to front a bunch of money and work. Well, in a couple months, she made like $2 or $3 grand. And Willie said, "I'm standing here," you know. So then I started to paint Willie, and everybody getting 10%. And then I've also painted my children, because I'm glad I did it, because it incrementalized, you know, giving money to them, but also putting money in their savings, but it also showed them that this is a job. Well, of course, you're going to miss my event because you have to go to your event and sell my painting, you know. And then it snowballed. Some of the pieces I have here are just people in our community I either use them to portray a story that I thought of, or their story, you know, sparked the inspiration for the piece itself. And that's how it all started.
So you get out in the community and you talk with a lot of people, you know a lot of people in your community, and that's how you get your subject matter?
Yeah. And Willie is my oracle of the South. I get the stories in town and I get the facts from Willie. So I'll hear about, you know, something that either a sad situation for somebody where, you know, maybe I can do something. Maybe if I depicted it in some way and sold a few paintings, maybe we might remedy the situation, you know. But then there's been a couple times I've been headed down that road and I asked Willie about it and I go, "He's no count." Willie will say, "No, he's no count. That means you heard wrong. He doesn't need that, you know. He's lying. It's because
story.
Right. No, it's becoming an entity where they're like, "Hey, we want to get him in on this," you know. So Willie has become the gatekeeper of what is actually happening, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
But Willie is the first one that when I come back from Denver or wherever, he's the first one in the driveway. "Hey, how did Denver go?" He doesn't miss out.
That's awesome. So how long have you come to this, or how many?
I've been to this one for a while,
Is that right?
maybe 10 years or so. I wasn't fortunate enough to win an award last night,
Okay.
but I need third. to complete the set.
Okay.
So I've been going long enough to have been fortunate enough to win first, second, third, first, second, merit, juror, and all the other awards.
And now you need third.
I need third.
To bat for the cycle.
Right. I think they're, bat for the cycle. And I think they're holding third just to keep me coming. No, I get along great. I've juried this show before, so I have a great working relationship with everybody on the staff. And so I know them well, and I know when I see something awry, I can text them and say, this is going down, and it'll be fixed immediately. Especially, this is the best weather, barring any rain or whatever. The temperature-wise, this is unbelievable compared to last year and the year before. We'd be at 100 degrees without a doubt. And on 2 occasions, I've alerted the executive or whoever that this woman has just lost consciousness. It's an altitude they may not be used to, and it's a temperature that they shouldn't be in.
So Cherry Creek has treated you pretty well then, as far as.
Yeah. Well, they're very responsive to the public coming here and to us. Yeah.
And the public's been rewarding for you, buying product.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the big fish this time, but my 2 best shows are here. Not recently, but the 2 best shows I've had in my career are both here at Cherry Creek.
Well, thank you so much for taking your time to talk to us. I appreciate it. All right, thank you.
All right, we're in the booth of Clifton Henry. And Clifton, tell us a little bit about your art.
Well, I'm a photographer out of Chicago, documentary style photographer. Sometimes Johnny on the spot. Sometimes I'm creating the scenes that I'm photographing.
Do you do a lot of these festivals?
I used to do maybe 20 to 25 shows a year, which is ambitious. It wears you out. But now I'm about 15 solid ones, and even looking to trim the fat there too.
But Cherry Creek is one of the upper echelon of those festivals?
Absolutely. Cherry Creek is easy 1 or 2 for me as far as like my best shows. And that goes for like financially and both ambiance, production, the staff, management, the whole thing.
Tell us a little bit about the pricing of your photographs, where it starts.
So I do framed and unframed pieces. Unframed, you're looking at around $800 for limited editions, and then framed about $1,200, and then it goes up from there. Doing an edition of like 150, 25, 7. The larger the piece, the lower the number, the lower the edition.
Gotcha. How long have you been doing photography?
About 20 years, I guess, or into it about 20 years, and then we can say 15 professionally.
And you went to school for photography at some point, or you're self-taught?
Kind of self-taught, but went to school for journalism. Undergrad was a mass communication journalism track, so learned how to, do design, work for the paper. That's how I got introduced to doing, first manual camera was working for the newspaper, and things just kind of kept going from there. Went to grad school for graphic design, and it all kind of plays a part into each other, like one influences the other. So yes, I have a arts education, an arts background, but photography per se, I kind of picked it up on my own.
Where do you find your inspiration? Who inspires you, or what inspires you?
A lot of people said it this weekend, which is cool that they see it, is they said that the work reminds them of a Norman Rockwell illustration or painting. Which is cool because as I was growing up, I would, that was something that was in my house. My grandmother would buy us or take a calendar apart or something like that, but then just have multiple pieces of Norman Rockwell's work around the house. So I just thought it was super cool, except I wanted to see the slices of life that weren't depicted in what he was illustrating. I wanted to see more people that looked like me and, my grandparents. And so that's kind of how the stories came about with my photography, is taking these little slices of life, of my life per se, or things I observed in the Black community, and then photographing those with, some dignity and some humor and some empowerment. Who else? Gordon Parks, Roy DeCarava, and James Vanderzee on the photography side. So like Harlem Renaissance and then Civil Rights Movement eras. A lot of that photography kind of helped me or influenced my style somewhat.
Can you take select one of your favorite photos and just kind of describe what was going on and what your thought process and how you captured it, even if it was like spur of the moment kind of thing?
Sure. We can do this one. It's called the Teacher's Lounge. It's a photo of a barber shop, and it's actually from the exterior. So a nighttime shot from the exterior, photographing the barbers inside. But this is kind of what I would see, on my way home. People that ride downtown, they're riding down all these stores with like their window displays, and they have everything is all pretty and well lit. And these were my department store. This was like my department store, like growing up when I was younger. You know what I mean? You driving down the street, you got the chicken place, you got the barber shop, and like those were the places that were lit up at night in the neighborhood. So as passing by often, I just kept telling myself, I'm like, man, that looks cool. Man, that's a good shot. So went in there one day, talked to the guys, got a haircut, got their blessing to, start photographing. And I'm like, pay me no attention. I'll be here for like 20, 30 minutes. And just started kind of, capturing the shot. But this particular shot is what I wanted. Like I knew that's what I wanted in my head from the jump.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can you tell me how long you've been an artist full time, just doing this type of fine art that you do?
So I've been exhibiting the work. So like the business part of all this is year 13 or 14. I started around 08-ish, like trying to figure out like how to get involved into the festival circuit, things like that. And it took a little while, but I think I went full time in 08.
Are you represented by any galleries anywhere, or is it all you doing this type of thing at festivals and so forth, and probably online, I imagine?
Right. No, it's all independent work right now, which is probably how it's going to stay for a little while unless the right opportunity or something comes along. You do enough of these, you start gaining some momentum and start figuring the game out a little bit and what works for you, what doesn't work for you. So yeah, the independent route right now is working.
Fantastic. So tell the audience where they can find your work if they can't make it out to one of these festivals per se. Where do they find you?
Gotcha. Well, my name is Clifton Henry. You can type that in on all social media platforms and everything. And it's CliftonHenry.com. CliftonHenri.
Clifton, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, we're in the booth of Jennifer Cavan. She's going to tell us a little bit about her art and the media that she works in.
Hi, my work is all done with oil pastels, and they're all done on a colored substrate, and they depict predominantly the northern New Mexico landscape, although I throw in a few Midwestern barns just to confuse everybody.
And that's where you currently live, is in New Mexico?
I do. I reside in Santa Fe.
How long have you been doing art full time?
Well, I'm a corporate dropout, so I did that for about 12 years in Chicago and decided I wanted to pursue art. So I moved to New Mexico about 23 years ago, but have doing art shows and selling my art full time for about 20 years.
And you do mostly festivals now?
Yeah, I would say about 10% of my sales are through art galleries, and the rest is from doing the outdoor juried art festivals.
Where would you put the Cherry Creek Art Festival in the realm of festivals?
So I've done it 6 or 7 times, and they are within the top 10 of the shows in my entire career. So I would say it's pretty high up there.
So tell me what's so special about this year.
Well, so this year I was asked to be the poster artist for the show. And with that came some extra responsibilities that I wasn't sure about, but the automatic invitation back for next year made my decision for me. So I willingly conducted a workshop for oil pastels for them and did a live drawing at their gala event a couple nights ago that they auctioned off that night. So I've learned how to get rid of a few of my little public speaking fears, which is great. So, and I've been interviewed a bunch for the news this weekend. So, although I don't appreciate the 5 a.m. interviews.
How many years have you been coming to the Cherry Creek Art Festival?
I think this is my 7th year, not consecutive, although I've been here 4 years in a row now.
And then can you tell me a little bit about the piece that was selected to be the poster for this year's festival?
Sure. The piece was titled Happy on the High Road, and it's a depiction loosely based on several different villages on the high road between Taos and Santa Fe.
And if people want to seek you out and find your work online or to purchase work, where would they find you?
So it's pretty easy. You could find my work on my website, which is at www.jennifercavan.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Jennifer Cavan Art or on Facebook at Jennifer Cavan _artist.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to this podcast. This was brought to you live from the Cherry Creek Arts Festival in Denver, Colorado.
We'd also like to thank the artists that we had the opportunity to interview: Bruce Piso, Timothy White, Aaron Hecklenborg, Clifton Henry, and Jennifer Cavan. From the Tenet podcast, this is Todd Pierson.
And this is Wes Brown. Support your artists, support your festivals, and support this podcast.